Good morning, student. Today, in the session of chemistry, we start new lesson electrochemistry. Electrochemistry, as you know, that all salts when dissolved in water will dissociate into ions, and these ions will basically helps in the conduction of electricity when some potential difference is applied through the two ends of the solution. Regarding the conductivity, there are several main topics. The first is electrolytic conductivity, then the second is electrochemical cell, then the third is electrolytic cell, fourth topic is primary and secondary cell, and the last is corrosion. Each this topic is further divided into smaller topics. Let's consider the first topic, electrolytic conductivity. Okay, this electrolytic conductivity is again divided into the following six parts. First, we studied about the definition, measurement, and formula. Then we study about the factors that affecting the conductivity. Then we study about the molar conductivity, its definition, its formula, then its relationship with the specific conductivity. The relationship of molar conductivity with specific conductivity. Then variation of molar conductivity of weak and strong electrolyte with dilution. And at last we study the Colas law. Okay, student, let's start the first topic, electrolytic conductivity. Electrolytic conductivity, as I already told you, that whenever a salt is dissolved in water, then the current carrier ions will carry the charge from one point to the other. Let's consider its definition. It is a it is the conductance it is the conductance of a cell is the conductance of a salt solution that is filled in a cell of unit area of cross section of plates separated by unit length. It is reciprocal of resistivity and it is denoted by symbol kappa. Its unit is Simon centimeter inverse or ohm inverse centimeter inverse. Quantitatively means mathematically. The quantitatively it has many formulas. As you know that the resistivity is the resistance of a cell or resistance of a conductor of unit area of cross section and unit length. Similarly, the kappa or the electrolytic conductivity is a reciprocal of resistivity. Similarly, kappa is also equal to the cell constant divided by resistance, and kappa has also another formula, that is uh, 1 upon r into L upon A. It is measured with the help of Wheatstone bridge. Wheatstone bridge helps in its measurement. Then it is directly proportional to the concentration of electrolyte filled in the cell. With the dilution, the specific conductivity will decrease as the number of ions per unit volume of the electrolyte decreases. The molar conductivity decreases whenever you add more water into the solution. I hope it is clear to you. Read it again and again by muting the sound. Okay, let's consider the next slide. Yes, now we consider the factors affecting conductivity. The first factor is the nature of solvent. Nature of solvent. I hope all of you understand it. Nature of solvent means either the solvent is polar, non-polar, what is the polarity of the solvent, how easily a solute can dissociate into ions when it is dissolved in a solvent. Now the next is viscosity of the solvent. Viscosity, that is the force of attraction between the solvent molecules. Larger the viscosity, the slowly the ions can move inside the solvent. The third factor is nature of electrolyte, weak and strong electrolyte. Weak and strong electrolyte, you know very well, some ions, some salts dissociate readily, some salts dissolve very slowly. So depending upon the nature of the electrolyte, the conductivity varies. Now the next factor is size of the ions produced after dissociation. The larger anion or cation moves slowly than the smaller cation or anion. Then the solvation of ion, that is how many particle of water or hydrogen will accumulate around the ion of salt. Larger the solution, the lesser will be the flow of ion. The next is concentration of the solution. This is very important factor, concentration, as we studied in previous slides, that the electrolytic conductivity or specific conductivity uh, decreases with the increase in dilution. When you add more water into the solution, the conductivity decreases. Now the next and important factor is temperature. With the increase in temperature, the conductivity increases. As in case of metal, the conductivity decreases, but in case of temperature solution, the conductivity increases with the increase in temperature. Okay, let's consider next slide. Yes, very important topic from the exam point of view, molar conductivity. Molar conductivity, you must learn its definition, its symbol. It is defined as the conductivity of all the ion produced by dissolving 1 mole of an electrolyte in a cell of unit dimension and unit cross section area. It is denoted by letter lambda m. Its unit is Simon centimeter square mole inverse. Its value is more for strong electrolyte than for weak electrolyte. Clear? Now the relationship between lambda m means molar conductivity and specific conductivity. Relationship between molar conductivity and specific conductivity. So this is the relationship, this is the formula you have to learn, that is very helpful to solve numerical. Lambda m is equals to kappa, means specific conductivity into 1000 upon molarity. Now the variation of molar conductivity with concentration, in it increases with decrease in concentration due to the relationship lambda m is equals to kappa into V. The molar conductivity decreases by the addition of more water. Molar conductivity at infinite dilution reaches to 0, this term. Okay, molar conductivity increases when you add more water, and when you add more and more water, then that molar conductivity increases and it tends to 0. When the concentration becomes 0, then the molar conductivity becomes highest. This is called molar conductivity at infinite dilution, denoted by letter lambda m naught. Okay, let's consider the next topic. Yes, very important topic again, variation of molar conductivity for weak and strong electrolytes with concentration. How the weak and strong electrolyte molar conductivity changes varies with the addition of water, with the dilution. Clear? When you add water into the salt, then its conductivity changes. Is it same for weak and strong electrolyte? No. Look at the graph. This graph is taken from NCERT book. On the x-axis, you observe there is a root of concentration, and in the y-axis there is molar conductivity. The green line indicates the conductivity of weak electrolyte, that is acetic acid, and the black line indicates the molar conductivity of KCl, strong electrolyte. So you see here that there is a curve. There is a curve in the conductivity of weak electrolyte. So this line will not intersect y-axis. Here you can see that the line, the green colored line will not intersect the y-axis. So we cannot get the molar conductivity at infinite dilution. But in case of a strong electrolyte, the line intersect y-axis at a particular point. Here it intersect the y-axis. So the point of intersection of y-axis uh, by the graph is the molar conductivity at infinite dilution. Molar conductivity at infinite dilution means maximum conductivity. So we can calculate the maximum conductivity of strong electrolytes like KCl, NaCl, but we cannot find the molar conductivity at infinite dilution of weak electrolyte. So this graph failed here, or the Debye-Huckel, this is the name of scientist, Debye-Huckel. This scientist failed here to calculate the molar conductivity at infinite dilution of weak electrolyte. Okay, and this is the relationship that he gives while drawing the graphs. I hope you understand. Now we come to the next slide. Yes, very important topic from board exam. Every year question will be given from this topic, that is Kohlraasch law. Kohlraasch law and its application. Okay, look at the statement. It states that at infinite dilution, when the dissociation is complete, each ion make a definite contribution towards molar conductivity of an electrolyte irrespective of the nature of the other ion with which it is associated. Okay, means when the salt is completely dissociated into the solution at its infinite dilution, then the total molar conductivity is equal to the sum of the molar conductivity of individual ions which is produced by the dissociation of that salt. For example, in case of NaCl, you can see here, in case of NaCl, the molar conductivity in infinite dilution is equal to sum of lambda naught m of Na and lambda naught m of chloride ion, that is sum of sodium ion and chloride ion. Similarly, in case of KNO3 potassium nitrate, the molar conductivity is equal to the sum of potassium ion and nitrate ion. Magnesium chloride, that is sum of molar conductivity of magnesium ion and twice of chloride ion. Similarly, in case of aluminum sulfate, that is molar conductivity of twice of aluminum plus thrice of molar conductivity of sulfate ion, means the number of ions which are produced by the dissociation. So this is a table that is given for the molar conductivity at infinite dilution of each ion. Hydrogen has molar conductivity at infinite dilution 349.6, means maximum conductivity. It is due to its small size. Similarly, at last one, this acetate ion has the smallest 40.9 molar conductivity at infinite dilution. So this table you can easily get from your NCERT. Okay, now next slide, that is application of Kohlraasch law. Very important from examination and competition point of view. Definitely you will get numerical from this topic, as in the previous slide we saw the graph of a strong and weak electrolyte, how the molar conductivity varies when we change the concentration. So by that we can easily find the molar conductivity at infinite dilution of a strong electrolyte, but we cannot find the molar conductivity of weak electrolytes at infinite dilution. So here the Kohlraasch law helps that we can find the molar conductance at infinite dilution of weak electrolyte like acetic acid. Clear? In the last slide we are unable to find the molar conductivity at infinite dilution of acetic acid, but with the help of this Kohlraasch law we can find the molar conductivity at infinite dilution. So let's see the calculation by muting the sound and try to understand how can we find the molar conductivity of acetic acid, that is 391 Simon centimeter square mole inverse. Okay, now the second application, that is to find the degree of dissociation of weak electrolyte. Degree of dissociation means how many ions will dissociate, how many atoms out of total number of atoms has been dissociated into ions. So this is also a difficult task to calculate, but with the help of Kohlraasch law we can also find it. So this is the formula that we used to find the degree of dissociation. Alpha is equals to lambda m upon lambda naught m. Lambda m means molar conductivity at a particular concentration, and lambda naught m is the molar conductivity at infinite dilution. Clear? Now the third application, that is to find the dissociation constant of weak electrolyte. Dissociation constant. In 11th class you learn about this dissociation constant, that is a ratio of totally dissociated upon undissociated molecules. The dissociation constant of electrolyte is calculated by the help of this formula. In 11th class you learn this formula. You remember about this formula in 11th class, that is Ka, dissociation constant is equals to C alpha square upon 1 minus alpha. Okay, and at last we reach to this formula, that is C lambda m square upon lambda naught m in bracket lambda naught m minus lambda m. Lambda naught m is molar conductivity at infinite dilution and lambda m is molar conductivity at a particular concentration. So these are three important applications of Kohlraasch law. These are the important topics related to our first main topic, electrolytic conductivity. Again I repeat, main topics of the electrolytic conductivity. First you learn the definition, then you okay, let's see them one by one with the help of slide. Electrolytic conductivity, that is definition, measurement and formula. Factors affecting molar conductivity or specific conductivity. Then C, molar conductivity at infinite dilution and relationship between. So in these slides you find all the mysteries. Okay, look these slides again. It has main particular definition and formula. If you want to get more score in less time, then this slides helps you. Okay, thanks for watching and be prepared for the next session or the next topic, second topic.